was finally free. They watched me load my life into the back of their truck, go goodbye from the people who never gave a damn. Mama said, son, don't forget where you came from. I said I won't, but I can't stay where I'm from. That old porch had 1,000 memories. Some would go, some would change around me. Every face in that town knew my mistakes. Nobody knew how much a man could take. They called me crazy when I said I'd leave. Said I'd be back begging on my knees. They laughed while the engine started humming. They didn't know where I'd been going. I wasn't running from the life I knew. I was running toward the life I never knew. Let them talk, let them point, let them say I lost my mind. Sometimes you gotta lose everything just to finally find your life. They laughed when I left. Thought I'd never make it on my own. Thought I'd come crawling back to that old road, but I kept driving till the headlights faded. Kept moving when my heart was breaking. They laughed when I left. Now I don't even recognize that man. I traded all those chains for open land. They thought leaving meant I lost my way, but walking away was how I found my name. First night I slept beneath the sky full of stars. No walls around me, no locked up bars. Just an old dog laying underneath the truck and a couple wild horses watching. And look, I woke up with the sunrise on my face. For the first time I didn't feel out of place. Coffee on the tailgate, boots in the dirt. No one around telling me what I'm worth. I found an old ranch at the edge of town. Started building something they couldn't tear down. Every board I nailed into that wall was another piece of myself I got back. I learned that peace don't make you weak. Sometimes silence says what words can't speak. And sometimes the greatest victories become someone they never thought you'd be. Let them talk, let them point, let them tell the story wrong. I don't need to prove them wrong anymore. I just need to keep moving on. They laughed when I left. Thought I'd never make it on my own. Thought I'd come crawling back to that old road, but I kept driving till the headlights faded. Kept moving when my heart was breaking. They laughed when I left. Now I don't even recognize that man. I traded all those chains for open land. They thought leaving me I lost my way, but walking away was how I found my name. Yeah. Then one night I saw those old town lights way back behind me in the rear view bright. For a second I could feel that old pain, like a ghost trying to pull me back again. I remembered every word they said, every door they closed, every bridge they burned. Every night I lay awake, wondering if I'd ever learn. But I didn't turn around, I kept my hands on the wheel. Some wounds don't need revenge, they just need time to heal. So I drove through the darkness with the radio low. Thank God for every mile that took me farther from that road. If you're sitting somewhere feeling like you don't belong, if everybody around you keeps telling you you're wrong, don't let their voices become your truth. Don't let the doubt bury what's still alive in you. You might have to leave, you might have to start again. You